Welcome back to Real Reddit Moments, where we're not afraid to tackle the most heated family fights, happy moments that get ruined, and am I the bad guy? Moments that have left the community divided. Today, we're diving into a story that's been heating up online forums, revolving around a very sensitive topic: the act of stealing the spotlight during important life moments. Is announcing your happy news a harmless act? Or is it blatant disrespect, especially when it happens on someone else's big day? The story is titled AIITA for not inviting my sister to my wedding after she announced her pregnancy at my engagement party. Is OP someone who set and protected boundaries properly, or someone who went too far by excluding his own sister from a major life event? Take a look and let us know what you think. This story comes from Reddit user WeddingDramaOP. We'll call her OP, a 30-year-old woman who is on the cusp of getting married. OP and her fiancé have been in love for years and finally decided to get married. They planned a small, intimate engagement party with their closest family and friends to share their joy. This was an important event, marking the beginning of their marriage journey. OP spent a lot of time and effort preparing for this party. She wanted everything to be perfect, from the decorations, food, and drinks to the guest list. All were aimed at one single goal: to make that day a memorable one, where everyone could celebrate and bless her love. OP's younger sister, whom we will call Sister Chloe, 28 years old, was also present at the party. The relationship between OP and Chloe often has minor tensions, especially Chloe's tendency to want to be the center of attention on every occasion. However, OP still hopes that Chloe will respect her special day. The engagement party was going great. Everyone was happy, congratulating OP and her fiancé. When it came to the speeches, after OP and her fiancé had finished speaking, expressing their love and gratitude, the atmosphere was filled with warmth and happiness. And then the unexpected happened. While everyone was raising their glasses to celebrate, Chloe suddenly stood up. She did not ask for permission, nor did she tell OP in advance. With a bright smile and an important look on her face, Chloe announced loudly and clearly for everyone to hear, "I have good news to share with everyone. I'm pregnant. My husband and I are going to have a baby." The whole room suddenly fell silent. All eyes were on Chloe. Instead of congratulating OP, everyone started whispering, congratulating Chloe, and asking about her pregnancy news. All the attention, which was originally meant for OP and her fiancé, was blatantly taken over by Chloe. Everyone even forgot that the main purpose of the party was to celebrate OP's engagement. OP was completely shocked. She felt like she had been slapped in the face. Her big day, the moment she had carefully prepared, had been mercilessly ruined by her sister. She felt humiliated, disrespected, and most of all, deeply hurt. OP tried to stay calm, but inside she was burning with anger. She realized that Chloe's actions were not just thoughtless, but a deliberate attempt to steal the spotlight, an act of extreme disrespect. OP could not accept this. She decided that if Chloe could do this at the engagement party, there was no guarantee that Chloe wouldn't do something similar or worse on her own wedding day. Shortly after the party ended, OP confronted Chloe. She told Chloe that her actions were unacceptable, that it was OP's day, and Chloe had ruined it. Chloe initially tried to defend herself, saying that she was just so happy that it was big news and just wanted to share the joy. But OP wouldn't accept that excuse. In a cold and decisive voice, OP told Chloe, "Because of your actions at my engagement party, I cannot trust you to respect my wedding day. I will no longer invite you to my wedding. Your invitation has been revoked. Chloe was shocked. She started crying and screaming, saying that OP was selfish, cruel, unsisterly, and unforgivable. OP and Chloe's parents immediately intervened. They criticized OP fiercely, saying that she was overreacting, that Chloe was just too excited, and that not inviting her sister to the wedding was an unacceptable action. OP felt attacked from all sides. She was very clear about her dissatisfaction, but no one in the family seemed to accept that Chloe was wrong. Was she really the bad guy? Did she go too far in defending her big day? In search of answers, OP posted her story on Reddit and asked the community AITA. OP's post blew up on Reddit, garnering tens of thousands of comments and hundreds of thousands of upvotes. The thread touched a sensitive nerve for many, sparking a heated debate about disrespect, setting boundaries within families, and the right to have your own moment in the spotlight. The vast majority of the Reddit community sided with OP, affirming that she was not a bad person at all. They were not only supportive, but also extremely outraged by Chloe's disrespectful behavior. Chloe was a pathetic spotlight stealer and completely ruined your day. She wasn't just too happy, she did it on purpose. You have every right to protect your wedding day from unnecessary drama. Never invite her again. This comment received tens of thousands of upvotes and multiple Reddit awards. Your sister's actions were one of the worst things you could do at an engagement party. It's your day. She has no right to make it her own. You did the right thing by canceling the invitation. This isn't about Chloe being pregnant. This is about blatant disrespect and selfishness. If she can do that at the engagement party, there's a good chance she'll do something worse at the wedding. You made a conscious decision to protect yourself. Oh, she was just too excited? Too excited to respect others? That's a ridiculous excuse. YTA for Chloe. I have relatives like that. If you're not firm, they'll trample on all your boundaries. You did the right thing to protect your happiness. While the number is small, there are still a few comments that try to provide a more balanced perspective, either gently criticizing both parties' actions or simply expressing regret for the situation. ESH. While Chloe is clearly the biggest AITA for ignoring social ethics, not inviting her sister to the wedding could have permanently damaged the family relationship. Perhaps there is another way to handle the situation that is less dramatic, such as a very serious talk. This comment is often disputed and receives fewer upvotes. NaH. This is a clash of expectations and a long-standing lack of communication. Chloe may have been really excited and not thinking. OP has the right to protect her day. Both have valid feelings. This comment is often strongly criticized by the community, who believe that Chloe was clearly at fault and had an agenda. In this case, it is rare for comments to directly call OP a bad person, because her sister's behavior is so obvious. However, a few comments may try to criticize OP for being rude or lacking family affection. YTA. Even if your sister is wrong, this is family. You could have talked to her privately or accepted this time and talked seriously about the wedding. Not inviting your own sister to your wedding is too much. It will tear your family apart forever. This comment is often strongly refuted and receives many downvotes. In addition to the comment 1,000 times NTA mentioned above, another comment also touched the hearts of many people and caused a storm of emotions because of its deep analysis and sympathy for OP. NTA. This is one of the biggest unwritten rules of society. You should never announce your news at someone else's special event. This is especially true for big news like pregnancy at an engagement party. Chloe showed a shocking lack of respect. Not only did you not invite her to the wedding, you should reconsider this entire relationship. She has no respect for you. You did the right thing. This comment received thousands of upvotes and awards, emphasizing the social ethics and the need to protect yourself. The Reddit community not only gave their verdict, but also actively interacted and expanded this topic into more in-depth discussions, providing advice and sharing personal experiences. The no spotlight rule. A big debate about the importance of not hogging the spotlight at other people's important events, weddings, engagements, birthdays, graduations. This is considered a basic social rule. Setting boundaries with toxic families. Many people offer advice on how to deal with family members who tend to disrespect boundaries, manipulate, or take advantage. The story becomes a classic example of the need to be assertive to protect yourself. "I thought you were joking," or "I was just excited," are excuses. Many users share their experiences of being intentionally violated by others and then using naive excuses to deflect responsibility. Being assertive is necessary. The story is proof that being assertive may be uncomfortable at first, but in the long run is the most effective way to maintain boundaries and protect your peace. Long-term consequences of disrespect. The community also discussed how small acts of disrespect can add up and lead to serious rifts in relationships. Overall, the Reddit community has been overwhelmingly supportive of the OP, seeing her actions as necessary to protect her rights and personal space, and emphasizing the importance of setting clear boundaries, even with immediate family. After receiving overwhelming support from the Reddit community, OP has gained the strength to face the consequences of her decision. She has provided some important updates on what happened next and how she is feeling now. Summary of updates. Family reaction afterward. Initially, OP's parents and some other family members remained very angry with her, calling and texting her constantly, trying to pressure OP to invite Chloe back. They said she was breaking up the family and was going too far. OP's stance. OP firmly stood her ground. She explained clearly to her family that this was not an impulsive decision, but the result of a deliberate act of disrespect. She emphasized that her happiness on her wedding day was paramount, and she could not risk Chloe ruining it. Chloe's attitude. Chloe remained angry and refused to admit her mistake. She refused to apologize OP's mistake and still believes she did nothing wrong. The relationship between the two sisters is still very tense, even almost cut off. Wedding results. OP's wedding went extremely smoothly, happily, and without any drama. OP felt very relieved and happy not having to worry about Chloe's disruptive behavior. Despite the absence of her sister, OP felt that the peace and happiness on her big day was worth it. Support from husband and friends. OP's fiancé was completely supportive of her decision, which further strengthened OP's confidence. Close friends also stood by her. OP now feels relieved and proud that she was able to protect her big day. Although her relationship with Chloe was severely affected, OP does not regret her decision. She has learned that setting and protecting personal boundaries is extremely important to maintaining mental health and a healthy relationship. She still loves her family, but now has a clearer view of who truly respects her and who doesn't. P5. OP's story is a classic example of the struggle to establish and maintain personal boundaries, especially in family relationships. It highlights core issues of respect, selfishness, and the right to have one's own spotlight moment. Conflicted emotions in the story OPs. Initially, happiness and excitement for the engagement. Then shock, anger, and humiliation when the moment is hijacked. A sense of determination to act. And finally, relief, but also sadness at the family consequences. Chloe's sister. Possibly selfishness, craving for attention, and insensitivity in behavior. Shock, shame, and anger at being rejected and humiliated when uninvited. Crying could be manipulation, or the truth about not accepting the consequences. Family, initial. Resentment and blame for OP being cruel to her close. This reflects a lack of understanding of OP's boundaries and possibly an expectation of blind family affection. The Reddit community, in this case, acted as a court of social justice and a powerful emotional support system. They provided a huge source of validation and support, helping OP realize that she was not in the wrong. Receiving empathy and a clear verdict from a large community helped OP solidify her decision and face criticism from her family. This proves that Reddit can be a place to seek support and emotional reinforcement when you are faced with difficult situations in real life. Character analysis OP, narrator, represents a determined person who knows the value of important moments in life and personal boundaries. She shows courage in standing up for her rights, even if it means confronting her family. Chloe, younger sister, represents someone who tends to disrespect boundaries, take priority, or ignore others' desires to be the center of attention. Her behavior shows immaturity and selfishness. Family, initially, represents a tendency to put family harmony at all costs above fairness and respect for personal boundaries. However, the fact that they eventually come to their senses shows the ability to change and learn. Lessons learned: keep the spotlight out of the spotlight is the golden rule. At other people's important events, engagements, weddings, birthdays, graduations, never announce your own news unless you are the host of the event or have been explicitly asked for permission. This is a basic social rule of respect. Boundaries are paramount. Setting and protecting personal boundaries is essential to maintaining mental health and healthy relationships. No one has the right to break your boundaries. The consequences of disrespectful behavior can lead to serious consequences, even damaging relationships. Don't accept disrespect from anyone, even your loved ones. Assertiveness is strength. Sometimes you have to be tough and accept that standing up for yourself may cause initial conflict. But in the long run, it's the only way to maintain peace and respect from others. Your happiness is a priority. On the big day of your life, you have the right to be the center of attention and not have that moment taken away from you. "I was just so happy" is no excuse. Blaming intense emotions does not excuse intentional or thoughtless, disrespectful behavior. OP's story is a clear example of the constant struggle between personal autonomy and the pressures of family relationships. It is an important reminder that each of us has the right to have our own moments and the right to demand respect from those around us. We hope this story will be an inspiration for you to dare to set boundaries, dare to protect your happiness, and dare to say no when necessary, because respect is the foundation of every relationship, and your happy day deserves to be a priority. What do you think of this story? How would you handle it if you were in OP's situation? Have you ever witnessed someone stealing the spotlight in this way? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Thank you for following Real Reddit Moments. See you in the next story.